Hello, hello, this is Jen. I hope everybody's good. I'm here with an energy update. Thank you for being here. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're not new. We're just a few hours away from Christmas Eve, and I wanted to pass by here to give an update because so much has been going on. Like I always say, because it's a never ending cycle, but really, it's been the past 2 weeks have been like a roller coaster ride. Really high highs, really low lows, and this goes for the collective as well. So many things are in progress, in the works, are happening. So if you are feeling a little bit lost or you're like, what is going on? Well, I believe it's those energies. We are heading towards the eclipse, and we had this major full moon, and everything is changing. Everything is speeding up. Everything. You might have felt that with time, with your relationship with time. How it feels like sometimes you're spending a couple minutes doing something, but it ended up being 2 hours and you didn't see time fly by. That's what's happening these days. The energies are very strong and potent, and everything is kind of colliding together, getting together, getting to this point of where we are seeing or about to see what we've been working for a really, really, really long time. And there's a lot of things happening with the planets as well. And basically a huge forward movement in progress for everyone, for the collective, for twin flames, divine feminine, divine masculine. At this point, with only a few days to 2019, it's really time to break things clean. And what I mean by break things clean is get rid of things that are no longer serving you and align with what you want, align with your highest path. That's easier said than done. It's never easy to change, but it's really a great time to embrace change. It really is. It really is a great time to be grateful and enjoy the things that are falling off your life. Because at this point, whatever is not meant to be in your life is falling off or is about to fall off. Just surrender, release, let them go. People, things, projects, everything. Everything is getting into alignment for 2020, which is a year of highest good, highest interest, highest path, spirituality, a year to manifest what has been going on the spiritual level. It's a year to make it happen physically and to see it happen. And just like with the relationship with time, that it's been doing weird things, like at times going really, really quick without you really noticing, and the opposite of that, at times going really, really slow and not really understanding, like sitting there reading, watching TV, working, feeling like you've been working on something for like an hour or 2 hours, and it only has been 10 minutes. That's because the energies were at work and trying to balance, as we are trying to balance the feminine and the masculine energies within us. This is nothing new. And there is no more time to waste. There is no more time to do nothing, to hope without doing anything to make it happen. There is no more time. It feels like I've been saying this for years. I mentioned it a few times in a few of my videos. There is no more time. We are here. 2020 is a different year, different world, different energies, different relationship to spirituality, different relationship to relationship, different relationship to work and connections. And you may be feeling this already. You may have noticed in the past 2 weeks, past month, how you'd be thinking about something and then it would just happen right in front of you? Or how people out of the blue would give you the answers to the questions you had in mind. People just out of the blue would bring you validations to stuff that you had in mind, to stuff that you were looking for but wasn't quite getting. That's all part of the event. What people were talking about when they were talking about the event. It's the event one day at a time, one situation at a time, at our own pace. So the further along you are on your path in your own healing and your own life and spiritual connection to yourself, the more you are feeling this, the more you are a witness of this, the more there is no more filter, no more veil. You may be getting like a ton loads of clues and synchronicities. I know it ramped up lately. Synchronicities like we've had a few years ago, or synchronicities like when you first awakened to all of this. Numbers, lyrics and songs, messages on billboards or t-shirts, in a book, in a magazine, just jumping out for you to see them. Messages in your dreams, in your waking hours during the day, of suddenly seeing things clearly or totally differently without the resistance. There is no more time. We are there as a collective. The humanity is ready for this, and a lot of people, way showers, light worker, all these terms and labels, have been working for this moment, for this point. And even though, especially this weekend and the one before, it felt like a huge purge. It felt like a dark night of the soul coming up again. This holiday season is the perfect time to set everything in place. That dark night of the soul was mainly for the divine masculine. They were trying to figure out how to make things move forward, move along. It's as if they've been implanted with their own mission, their own messages, their own spirituality, and they are making sense of all of that, trying to move further on their path, looking for answers, looking to understand, seeing their past very differently and understanding things very differently. Understanding things at a deeper level where they're able to see, wow, okay, it was hard when I was going through this, but now I understand why I had to go through this. Now I understand why this person or that person did that to me, why this person showed up in my life at that exact moment. They're able to see the flower of life. They're able to see how we're all connected and that everything happens for a reason. And whatever happened is just perfect because it happened this way. It had to happen this way. It did. They're able to surrender more, to release more, and to just wait. And wait is not the right word, but to just like be patient and work on manifesting the life that they want. For a lot of divine masculine, they've been like flat out, low, very, very low on energy, lots of anxiety, lots of anger, lots of healing, purging and healing like inner child stuff, but also healing from past life traumas. And for a lot, it was just unconscious, like pure divine intervention of the universe saying, okay, this is not welcome in your life anymore. This is not for your highest good anymore. So let's take it away from you. And whenever that happens, we tend to feel like we're grieving something. And we are, in a way. We are grieving that energy that used to be present, or that density that used to be present. And now that it's gone, it feels empty. But it's our job to leave it empty so that it can be filled by the things that we want, by the spiritual manifestations that we are bringing into the physical world. And that's where we are right now. we are integrating physically and bringing all that spiritual energy, messages, everything into life, into physical form. If you have developed your spiritual gift, you may have felt that lately, how stronger connections on the spiritual level have been present to support you, to help you, to guide you, to protect you, but mainly to help you move forward. You may feel that your senses are more awakened. You're seeing, sightseeing, eyesight, very different. Like seeing energy as if it's a real tangible thing, a real physical thing. Looking at someone and seeing all their energy body, how they feel inside, what they're trying to hide, their shadow side, their light side, what the gap in between what they're saying and what their body is showing you. The thing to do when that happens and you see stuff that triggers you is to look in the mirror and to say, is this person reflecting something that I need to understand at this point? The Divine Masculine have been confronted with that a lot lately. So is the Divine Feminine. But mainly the Divine Feminine has been into the energies of integrating the Divine Feminine that she is. The graceful feminine. And I'm talking about the energy. So no matter if you are a male or a female, we all are going through this as a collective and as human beings, breathing on planet Earth at this time. So for 2020, the Divine Feminine will keep on awakening even more, and more grace will be coming in, more understanding, compassion, more connections, deeper connections. And yes, you will see more shadows in people, the ones that are resisting and refusing to hop on the wave for this change. You're going to see it, but it's as if you're going to be immune to it. You're going to be holding so much light in yourself that it's not going to bother you anymore. You're just going to be you, the new you. And it's been a long ride for a lot of people. A lot of people have been doing this and working on this since 2008, 2012, even before for some people. It's been a long ride, exhausting ride. But we are seeing now, as 2019 is ending, we're seeing why. We're seeing everything. As if everything is clicking together, the puzzle is being completed, and we're understanding why it had to happen this way. Especially in regards to situations where people lashed out at you or really clashed with you. Created other situations that you didn't want to be in, where your heart was hurt, where you were in pain for not being seen, from not being understood. These people are going through this process as well. They are working consciously or unconsciously. They're working on this to change. And as far as twin flame goes, well, for a lot of twins, it's going to be reconnection time, communicating again. And I don't like to talk about what will happen with the twin flames because it's different for everyone. It depends what you've been doing, what kind of work you've been doing, what kind of releasing you've been doing. Not everybody is at the same level. Not everybody is moving at the same pace. And every story in Twin Flame Connection is totally unique. It's your own story. So lately, maybe you have felt a lot of purging towards the Divine Masculine. That's because they were releasing a shitload of stuff to help them be more aligned with who they really are and who they need to be at this time, to let go of the past. And this is a really huge ending cycle of the past is the past. Let's leave it there. Let's start new. Let's start fresh. 2020 is different. Let's start, or let's create something new this time around, as opposed to being stuck in old stories. And I know it was hard for a lot of people to have these stories like come up into their awareness and consciousness and play over and over again. Just know that if you're in a twin flame connection, most probably it was coming from your twin, that they were trying to figure out stuff. And now they were able to release it, to let it go. And they're working on trying to find ways to get back into your life, get back into their own life, so that you two can meet again. You two can meet like as a coincidence on the street or whatnot, so that you two can be aligned again, because you were at one point. And for a lot of people, it felt like it was lost, but it was only a pause to do work, so that the two people involved could do their own work separately until a high enough level of balance was reached and achieved so that they can meet again. This is what we're looking at for 2020, amongst so many other things, especially in work-related situations where connections are going to be different, like from vendor to client, from consultant to client, much different. It's going to feel more like friendships instead of a business relationship or a business transaction. More consciousness, more conscious companies and services, more aligned with what people and human beings really need, as opposed to being out there only to make money or trying to make profit. For those that are only thinking this way, it's going to become harder and harder to attract clients. It's a year where spiritual abundance is going to be very present. Therefore, in my views of things, spiritual abundance brings material and physical abundance if you know how to work with those energies, if you know how to integrate those physically in life. And it's a matter of letting go of resistance, getting out of the way, welcoming and working with those energies with your intentions and your heart. Whatever is in your highest good and is aligned for you will come. It will come. It will come to you. The universe will bring it back to you if you only allow it. That's a mistake that a lot of people have been doing and keep on doing, is being in their own way, by being in their mind too much, in their ego too much. That time is done. There isn't much space for ego in 2020. For sure, a healthy ego is a different conversation. We need a healthy ego. I'm talking about an unhealthy ego where we are unable to see the highest picture, the big picture, because our ego is just playing over and over the same fears. Best time to release those fears. We have started actually to release those fears just last week. Fears and old wounds of abandonment, impossible love, and stuff like that. And another series of synchronicities has been programmed or has started for a lot of people, where for those that are in the wrong relationships, they started fighting out of the sudden, and they started, having differences that may seem like they are unable to live with. And the eclipse is going to bring a lot of light to those situations, a light and guidance for them to see where they need to be as opposed to where they are, and for them to realize that the path may be that way as opposed to the way they were going. And they're going to be totally supported into following that path, being guided with their internal voice, and more people actually in 2020 will rely on their intuition much more than logic only. For sure, a healthy dose of logic is necessary to make some decisions in life. But when it comes to who am I, what am I doing here, what do I want to be doing, where am I going, it's not only about being logical, it's about listening to your heart and to your intuition, which may seem like it's opposite to being logical. And sometimes you don't understand why you're being guided to do something or why you're being shown that you need to go down that road. It's only by doing it that you discover the why. And worrying too much about how is this going to happen is never a good idea. Just allowing the space for the universe to bring it to you is the thing to do. And it allows you to live in harmony with yourself. So since we are ending 2019, being in harmony within all parts of you, even the ones that you dislike or like the least, is really important. Accepting that it's part of you and accepting that you can always improve and work on it is okay. It's actually a good way to end the year so you can start the new one on a good foot. A lot more friendships are about to birth. And friendships you didn't necessarily see coming. Friendships, people like out of nowhere will just show up and feel like, oh my God, I've been looking for you for so long. This is destiny at play. Destiny for all. Destiny big time in 2020. It's the path to destiny. Only if you allow it. Only if you take the blockages out of the way, your own, the ones that you create with your mind. If you stay aligned with your heart, with your divine feminine, divine masculine side, and you embody all of, I was going to say all of yous, all of who you are, all of your sides, and that you keep that balance sturdy, you'll be fine. You're going to make it. Nobody is not going to make it. Everybody's going to make it in the end. It's only a matter of how long it's going to take and how hard is the road going to be. How bumpy is the road going to be. And that we can decide. If we let our ego aside, we're going to have a pretty quiet, easier road. If the ego is too present, well, that's creating a bumpy road. Anyhow, thank you for being here. Happy holidays to everyone. And I want to send good thoughts and vibrations to those that are not surrounded by friends and family during this holiday season. You're not alone. You're with yourself, and that's your best company. That's your team of experts, right? So special thoughts to everyone. Even though it may not look like the way you want it to be, everything is happening for a reason and in divine timing 100% of the time. Always, all the time. If you surrender to this, you'll be all good. Netflix and chill until that divine timing comes knocking at your door. Merry Christmas to everyone celebrating Christmas. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. You can follow me on social media at Indigo Girls Readings on Facebook, Indigo Girl 555 on Instagram, and you can also reach me by email at indigogirl555@gmail.com. Until the next time, be well.